That was weird. Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is a weird mid-rain delay Blue Heaven podcast. Might as well take advantage of the time while we're here. What is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes, you can. My name is Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. It is weird because we're right in the middle of a rain delay. We don't usually do this, but it's also probably looking like the game's over. They went official 5 innings. It sounds like there's a tornado warning in Washington, D.C. I think they're urging people to stay inside and away from windows, which if you're out at the stadium, good luck with that. But we got a lot to talk about on today's show. Some really, really bad. Some of it, okay, good. We'll try to keep it as split as we can. We don't want to bring you guys down. I know you guys are just at home waiting for baseball to come back, so we don't want to ruin your day. But we do have to talk about the Trevor Bauer situation. That's something that we will address today for a short period of time. We'll also talk about some injury updates because
things are getting better again?
Question mark.
We got
kind of been the way I've lived my whole life. Things are getting better.
I would say when we still really have no target dates, but when we have some sort of notes to pass along, that's some sort of injury updates. It's literally June or July injury updates. We also have first half surprises. Yes, they're currently playing game number 81, which is halfway through a big league season. So we'll talk about that. We probably won't get too much into the trade deadline stuff, which is one of the title cards said. If anything, we might talk about it during the first part of our show because, it is that month. There's 29 more days to make some moves, at least non-waiver moves. But all of that and more. Before we get into the show, we got to remind you that this is a podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. We're on Pandora. We're on Stitcher Radio. Everywhere your podcasts are available for free. We live there. Also, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. A whole bunch of Dodger stuff there all the time. It's pretty cool. We do it.
It is pretty cool, guys. We do want to remind you as well, this is a live show. We are live in a rain delay because we have nothing else to do. We were at the office watching the game on this little thing right here, right in front of you. That's a TV kind of sometimes,
that's a screen,
depending
guys.
on what day it is. So make sure you drop into the chat. Let us know where you're repping Dodgers Nation tonight. We want to talk to you a little bit, not too much because, it's Thursday.
Let's go ahead and dive into the comments a little bit here. Rob on Facebook says the Dodgers are visiting the White House tomorrow. That's cool. We didn't get a parade, but we are going to the White House for hamburgers.
The Dodgers have one official celebration for their World Series, and it's going to the White House this weekend. I don't think there's going to be a parade of any kind at this point. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of celebration at all for Dodgers fans, which is really unfortunate. But hopefully we win 2021 as well, and then we get a dual parade. Does that happen? Do you bring both trophies to the parade if you win again?
Probably, honestly.
That'd be freaking dope.
But do Jock and Kike come? Yeah. Well, hang out, party. They can watch.
I don't know.
They can watch.
Michael over on Facebook says, what happened to the game? It got wet real quick. If you haven't seen the video footage of the rain in D.C. right now, I don't think they're playing a game after this.
Severe thunderstorm, severe storms, tornado warnings. It's cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. I think that's twice I've done that this week.
Yeah,
Dodgers Dune 11:30 says call the game. We would if we had that power. I mean, that's good enough.
I would always call the game. I'm always tired.
Game. Blouses.
Michelle says, I'm sitting at National Stadium waiting out this storm. Be safe.
Yeah.
Dodger Baseball over on YouTube says Max Muncy has been robbed of the All-Star starter. That's something that happened literally as you click the live button. Freddie Freeman took first place. He gets to be the first base starter, which doesn't make any damn sense because in every major category for first baseman, Max Muncy leads. So, popularity contest. Dodgers fans were busy this week. I don't know. How do you call it what it is?
Things become things there. Let's see. We got Nicholas hanging out from Fort Hood, Texas. We got other people. We got other more people. Puppy Butts in there saying great win today. Look at that foreshadowing a little bit right there. And obviously a lot of the comments are going to be about the big subject matter, so might as well dive right into it. So Trevor Bauer news dropped, and it was as they say in the business, a bombshell.
Yep.
More and more details have been surfacing over the last few days. Of course, the initial report was that there is an ex-parte or parte that was put on him. A temporary restraining order was put on Bauer by a woman, who we will call only a woman in this. obviously a lot of people. You're going looking around, and you're going to get lawyers. You're going to get I don't know what we want to call the people that are staunch defenders of Bauer. No matter what, nobody knows anything about what's going on right now. That's the tough part of this. All we know is every way, shape, or form, it's awful. From an optic standpoint, from a human standpoint, from did this guy really do this, to is this woman okay, or the other side of things is she wanted. I'm not going to ever say an accuser is just making something up, but people have thrown that around on the internet a whole bunch, and that's one of the worst parts of this is just the immediate. Everybody on the internet wants to be judge, jury, and executioner on it when that's just not the case. That's not the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, The Athletic came out with the very, very grim details of the situation. I guess Bauer's people last night sent some text messages, and I'll note I don't. We're kind of going with this off the cuff. I don't think there's anything you could really, speech out or write out to talk about this whole thing, because it's just it's unfair to us, honestly. We don't want to talk about this, and I really don't want to go down the rabbit hole of this, but this was one of the things that there was that worry of the headlines, the things that come with signing Trevor Bauer. I don't think anybody could have foresaw this, and again, just all around shite situation.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes back to what we've already talked about before. We've had our opinions on Trevor Bauer separately, and we've made them very clear on the show. We got a lot of flack for that, and that's okay. I completely understand that, but it comes back to something that this is not something that we wanted to talk about today. This is not something that we planned our week around. This is not something that we look forward to. As soon as we saw the news come out, one way or another, we knew that this is something that we're going to have to bring up, because it's part of our job. It's part of what we do. Part of our responsibility is to bring you what's happening with your favorite baseball team. And unfortunately, this is something that's happening with your favorite baseball team. So I do ask that you guys just be kind to one another more than anything. I think out of all this, that's been the hardest part for me, is just watching people tear each other apart over something. And that sucks, because you guys have nothing to do with it. This is not your life. This is not your, you're not related to these people. They don't care about you. None of them do. Trevor definitely does not care about you. So I don't understand that defense, but yeah. It is what it is. The Athletic article that you referenced, if you guys do have a chance to read it, it is very difficult to read. It is rough. It took me off the internet yesterday, I'll be honest with you. I decided to not internet for the rest of the day, and internet is my job. Yeah. So worked with what I had, and just went with the rest of my day, because it really, really messed me up personally. So, yeah, that's where I stand with it. It's bad. It's bad for the organization. It's bad for people. It's bad for life. Yeah. It sucks. I'll be honest, it's shitty. It is really shitty, really just across the board. And there's no other way to shape it. It sucks.
And of the ways that it immediately, I think in fairness to all parties involved, we need to focus on the team side of things. And this greatly affects the Dodgers organization, because now you have this problem. There is a thunderstorm, a shitstorm of thunder over the Dodgers right now. And whatever happens, they don't have a necessarily correct line of action. A lot of folks are saying he shouldn't start Sunday. Probably shouldn't start Sunday, because there's the circus that's going to follow that. He has never been known to say the right things at the right time. We've talked about it, before going on while sitting in here, like you throw back to the initial press conference where Bauer was introduced to the team, and he was asked, some of these harder questions, and he just deferred to the statement or whatever he said. I've made statements on this in the past. You can go back and look at my tweets. I'm going to be a better person or whatever. And then afterwards on the vlog, he's vlogging about he's basically just dismissing the serious questions that were asked about him, about his character. And his character, well, again, like we said, what we've seen on the internet from him wasn't quite what was described on The Athletic. but not to dive back into this, but one of the things that Andrew Friedman said was, when asked, of the fans that are really upset with this signing, what do you say to them? And Friedman was kind of a little dismissive and added, I think that we have done enough, shown enough to the fan base that they can trust us, and we barely got into July, and we're getting these type of headlines. So I know they're doing the Dodgers are doing the defer to the statement, and they're going to let baseball handle it. Major League Baseball is going to handle anything. They handle any sort of situations of domestic violence. That's just the way it's going to be. I think the Dodgers do have some line of recourse that they can take. Like we said, he probably should not be starting on Independence Day at 8:00 our time in here in LA, in the nation's capital. All this kind of stuff. There's just so much bad to it, and there's a lot of folks, there's a lot of people out there that will throw around often the idea of like, oh, they've lost a fan. This one might actually lose a good amount of fans depending on how they handle this.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those situations where, Dave talked about why he's still starting on Sunday, and to an extent I understand it. To another extent, I'm like, you could probably work around that optics-wise. The biggest thing is that in terms of how you can handle players once the investigation's been handed over to Major League Baseball is very limited. They pretty much decide what you can and can't do. So if he's not injured, if he doesn't have a problem, if he doesn't feel fatigued, if he's not sick or anything like that, and he is scheduled to start on Sunday originally, and then you pull him from that start without a reason, then he has a reason to file a grievance with the Players Union. The Players Union has a reason to file a grievance, which is, just difficult just in general and when it comes to the league. So there's that. But also the argument that I've also seen is like, that seems like a fight worth fighting, though. And I'm like, that's a good way to put it. That is probably a fight worth fighting. Because I had kind of written off like, he's starting on Sunday, but that's probably has more to do with the fact that the Players Association is going to try to come back at the Dodgers. Definitely feels like something that you should be like, hey, man, we're just not going to start you on Sunday. Like, please don't fight this. This is not a good time for this. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know how it's going to play out, but the Dodgers are definitely not making a ton of fans at the moment, losing fans.
So one of the things we wanted to do here, we didn't want two straight white males to be the only people talking on this subject. We have... The title card, we'll call her our positive correspondent. Gail, a lot of people know on the internet, our friend of the show, Gail Johnson, is a wonderful person. She's a smart person, and she's somebody that we trust to toe a fine line of, it's not both sides because this isn't both sides, but to toe a fine line of understanding. So we're going to throw to Gail. Gail, we wish you were here in better circumstances, but welcome back to Blue Haven. How are you up there in Canada A?
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm having a quiet Canada Day up here, and I definitely wish I was talking to you guys under better circumstances for sure.
Yeah, happy Canada Day, by the way. Gail has celebrated Canada Day in her PJs all day, which is a pro way of doing it.
Yeah.
She got to see 5 whole innings of baseball.
Looking forward to some East Coast ball for a change, and didn't quite get as much of it tonight as I was hoping for. But I will probably have baseball at noon on Sunday, noon my time, so that'll be different.
Yeah, that would definitely be nice for somebody like you who stays up way too late, way too often. But we're not here to talk about your schedule, Gail. Let's talk about the whatever. It's beyond an elephant in the room. What are you seeing from folks online? What are your thoughts on what's going on, and what's like your advice for folks to handle this and manage this? And like Brooke said, be nice, be kind to one another, because this doesn't involve any of us directly. We're not involved.
No, we're definitely not involved directly in Bauer's situation. There's a bit of a personal side to it, though, for some of us. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this properly because, as you guys know, I'm much better at the writing part of things than I am at the talking. But I'll try to kind of put it in words. Like, there's some of us, particularly as women, with we each have our own past experiences. There's some of us that have had a hard time with this, but we're also with reading some of the details that we're reading about online without becoming kind of triggered by the whole thing, right? So it does hit a lot of us personally, for that type of reason. And I think that what I hate the most about all this is, regardless of what ends up coming out being the ultimate truth and what the legal decisions are and that kind of thing, is I hate the strife that Trevor Bauer once again is causing amongst the fan base. Like there was a lot of this. It was a very polarizing decision when they signed him, right? So we talked about this at the beginning of the season, that there needed to be, that there was just no. There was no agreement amongst everyone about. A lot of people thought he should never have been signed to begin with. And you mentioned about how Friedman had told the fan base that we should trust him, and I feel like Bauer now has let the Dodgers down, and that it's the Dodgers organization that's going to end up taking the brunt of this because of Bauer's personal actions, right?
Yeah.
I saw an unfortunate hashtag online earlier that I just typed in hashtag Dodgers just to post my own comment about the game tonight, trying to just focus on actual baseball. And the hashtag that came up said Dodgers protect predators. Now, I didn't look into it further, and I don't know who started it, but that's not the kind of reputation that this storied, wonderful organization wants to have at all, right?
Yeah.
This is the team that, this is the season that we should be basking in the glory of our team winning the World Series last year. Not have the season be tainted by Trevor Bauer. This is the team that gives World Series rings to their clubhouse attendants and Champ Peterson, and just does all these wonderful things. And that's the organization that I love, and a lot of us do. And it makes me a little bit angry, I guess, that what Bauer's done to the Dodgers right now. And it's just there's so much unknown right now, right? I know that they can't do anything without the league's lead. I guess the league would be the one that would be imposing any type of discipline. But right now, it's hard for a lot of people to understand any inaction on the Dodgers' part.
Yeah, I think that was something that you and I had talked about before. I mean, there's obviously so many levels to it, and you feel for so many different people involved in this entire situation. But I mean, from an almost like just selfish, I guess, standpoint of being a Dodger fan also, which, we're allowed to have that viewpoint as well. It is one of those things where you look at it and you're like, man, this just sucks. Like, this is, you're putting this on my team. Like, not only is this something that, is going to be cast over the entire season, this is something that's going to be talked out all year. This is something that, like, other fan bases, you've already seen it, the other fan bases are going to be going after Dodgers fans for. And I mean, you see it just in tweets where people are celebrating a Max Muncy grand slam that has nothing to do with anything, and then there's posts about Bauer in there too, and it's just like, man, this is really unfortunate that it's lined up this way for a lot of different reasons. We just came off of a season where we won a World Series and we got made fun of for winning a Mickey Mouse championship for 60 games or whatever. And it's like, we just can't seem to really catch a break, even in the good moments for us.
Just let us enjoy being World Series champions. And I had alluded to this too in a piece that I wrote when Bauer was signed, that, we have been very spoiled over the years, that there have been some amazing humans that have worn the Dodger uniform. Yeah. And right now, for example, with Clayton, World Series champion Clayton Kershaw, Justin Turner, Mookie, like they're the humanitarian, the JT Foundation, Kershaw's Challenge, Mookie with all his work. Like, I recognize that those are exceptional people, right? Not every player is going to be that wonderful. Everyone has problems and things going on behind the scenes. But to me, I've always considered the Dodgers uniform to be sacred, right? So it's, regardless of what happens from moving forward, it's going to be impossible to ever see Bauer in a Dodgers uniform and not think about all of this, right? Like, years later, I still cheer when Aroldis Chapman blows a lead, blows a save, because all I can think about is him firing a gun at his wife, years ago, and I can't think that way towards other people who have been accused of domestic violence, and not think that way about Bauer just because he's a Dodger right now. And that was one thing I was going to try to avoid this year, was having any type of personal opinion about him while he was wearing a Dodgers uniform, but
Right.
he's made it impossible at this point.
Yeah, I would say up to this point, this huge black eye that's now, over the team for the greater part, he's been as close as you can get for somebody of his demeanor and character. He's been a model citizen as a teammate and all that. All the players, whenever asked about him, have spoken well of him. Same with Dave Roberts. Even with some of the stuff he's put online, it's been generally, good, better for players or better for fans than it would have been otherwise. And now something like this, all of that, either way, kind of really significantly becomes tainted. But yeah, again, it's always hard to find the point to jump off here, to change a subject, to want to dive in on something, because it spurns so much division amongst folks. I mean, the comments are already going off, and I'm frightened to see what they're looking like. Obviously, it's fair to point out that we haven't said, hey, this guy has done it, or he hasn't done it, or we haven't taken any stance on that. It's not our place to judge. Even if he comes back completely innocent, whatever it may be, this is still going to hang over folks. And it seems like he, if anything does come out where he is not charged with anything, chances are a lot of that stuff still happened, and they're going to get off on it from a technicality that there were messages that said X, Y, and Z. I got to say, it's just a pro tip, folks. If somebody's passed out, the statute of consent has expired. I didn't think this would be something that fucking hard for people to understand. But there, draw the line. You're done. That's my advice for the day. Use it in your everyday life. If somebody's passed out, leave them the F alone. I don't know. I guess I might take some harsh criticism from folks that don't like us online, and I really don't care. If people don't like me having a stance where I'm not going to take advantage of somebody while they're passed out, you're not somebody I want to have a beer with, and I really don't give a shit about you.
That's a good stance in life, I think. I think that's a reasonable stance to understand. And if you want to be shitty in the comments to us, be shitty in the comments to us. I don't really care about you at all.
Yeah, if you're shitty, go ahead and leave a super chat so we can read your comments. That'll be the best way to be shitty and be noticed. Gail, where do we go from here, though? As fans that are trying to just focus on the positive. You're our positive correspondent. We got a good ball team.
I feel like that's a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah, I know.
Now, this is a positive correspondent. At the end of the day, it's, can I say karma's a bitch online? Oh, yeah, you spark.
Yeah. Pretty sure I dropped a hard F, so Grandma's going to be mad at me.
Yeah, you dropped the hard F. I only do that when the Dodgers blow leads. But, no, I mean, it'll... I do think it'll play out, and he will get what's coming to him. It's just what he's doing with the Dodgers right now. It's just hard to stay positive about that part. I get defensive when people do criticize the Dodgers, though, because I still think that whatever they do is going to be within the law. What they can do, they're going to do the smart thing. They always do the smart thing, and I think it's just. Everybody wants something to happen now, and I think it's going to take a lot longer than people think to get this resolved. And I guess my only advice would be to try to be patient about that kind of thing. And I've offered online if there's anyone that wants to chat, and then there's a lot of other people who are offering chat. Offering if someone wants to DM them or chat with them, just if things like this are triggering them personally, just try to support each other. Like Brooke said, this is not something any of us have done to each other, and at the end of the day, we need to be kind to each other.
She buttoned it up with something happy, something fair. Be kind to each other. We're all we have.
I tried.
Unless you're a dick, then just go away. Well, Gail, we appreciate you.
And I wish I could have just come on here and talked about how the Dodgers are on the verge of winning their 6th in a row after getting no hit last week. So
yeah. Next time we'll bring you back real soon on something that's a lot more positive. But Gail, you're amazing as always. None of us know what the hell we're doing here, and we all did it exceptional in my opinion.
Well, thank you for having me join in your mayhem. Anytime.
Bye, Gail.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. So moving on, let's completely change it. We're done with that. It's gone. If you're in the comments and still going off on it, we're not going to read you. You're not going to read any comments on this anymore. Just we want to have some fun. We want to do something else. The Dodgers are good. They're a game and a half behind the Giants as of right now when we're recording, and they're getting a little bit healthier. Back to the injury updates as we alluded to before the season, before the show here, before really getting into it. Corey Seager pushed back. He's now on the 60-day injured list, which, as you noted on your tweeter, is more procedural than anything.
Thank you.
At best, it seems like he's probably back a game or something like that just after the All-Star break at best. But from the sounds of it, things aren't overly great with Corey's hand.
No, I mean, the initial diagnosis, I guess, prognosis, I don't know what the different terms are. I'm not a doctor. I barely went to school.
I think it's not a pool man.
I think it sounded like he was really going pretty hard on taking batting practice. He was really going hard on trying to come back, and then the hand flared up, as it were. Yeah. Apparently, he's been getting scans on it every single week, and the latest scan showed that the bone was still not healed, and that was last week. So, kind of rough news. I don't know where they're going to go with it. And Roberts today made it seem like I would love to tell you that he's going to be here first day after the All-Star break, but I can't even tell you that. So. Yeah. I think in terms of if you're looking at the team and you're looking what they're doing and how players are playing and how people slot in, I think that it would be a disservice to Corey Seager to rush him back in the first place, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes too much sense. They have too many guys. They got too many good players playing good baseball right now to be like, hey, we really need him back. And then he breaks his hand again and then he's out for the rest of the year, whatever it might be. Still sucks though. You were really pushing for end of June.
Everything was going that way. I was trending that way a little bit, but you know what? Your boy was hopeful, and your boy also knows that Corey knows that this is a contract year, and Scott Boras wants his money. So, but I guess this is my area to kind of throw in an idea for the trade deadline. Because the trade deadline is exactly a month away, or yes, technically just less than, depending on when you're listening. So, Trevor Story is going to be participating in the home run derby. He is also a free agent at the end of the season and has less than zero chance of re-signing with the Colorado Rockies. Look, he's having something of a down year for sure. Thinking very much outside the box here. Is he somebody the Dodgers could maybe look at as a Manny Machado-esque addition to the team like they did in 2018? And then it's like, look, Corey, we need to stay healthy. Obviously, they don't need a player like that right now, but just spitballing here, just having some fun with creating some rumors. Not even creating rumors, just throwing shit at a wall.
Started them. You started this rumor specifically.
It's not even a rumor. It's an idea.
It's an idea of a rumor.
It's an idea of what do you think about Trevor Story as a Dodger shortstop?
I think that the Rockies have shown in the past that they're not willing to do business with the Dodgers. You can probably see Nolan Arenado in that. They didn't get much from the Cardinals. They really did not get much in terms of the return on investment, I guess is what you can call it. But the Dodgers definitely could have offered him a better package than what they got, and they did not do that. So my assumption is with the Dodgers also needing a third baseman long-term because Justin Turner is, he's old, as they say. The assumption is that there were conversations, and the Rockies were just like, boop, nope, thank you, moving on. So don't think it's a realistic move. I like it. I think he's a dude who can hit like 30-plus bombs a season. It's always risky with Colorado boys. You never know. Never know what you're going to get. But yeah.
Again, just an idea. We're opening trade season with a really stupid idea, and that's FRG approved right there. All right, Scott Alexander is getting close to returning, but does he have a spot anywhere on the roster? It does not look like it.
Yeah, I think you and I had talked about it. We're just like, hey, is it him or Garrett Clevenger? And I guess that's who it comes down to, because they do need a lefty. But which one? You don't need too many lefties.
No, and Phil Bickford is a legend.
Phil Bickford is a legend. You spoke him into existence. He owes his entire career to you.
Show hair, baby. That's what it's about.
You had a little bit of a down slide with him at first, but he picked up the pace
right after going hard in the paint on being the first Bickford truther.
Yeah, he really had a slide after that.
Yeah, it's Alexander. Unless for some reason the Dodgers need to move David Price into the rotation, then
which could happen. Also could happen.
And one of the final names we want to talk about on the injury update side of things is Yoshi-san. So Yoshi Tsutsugo is playing in AAA. Dave Roberts has said the team and he hopes that he can work his way back. A lot of that is just Dave Roberts talk and being nice.
Yeah.
He was never going to come back to LA. Dude's hitting 119 at AAA. He started really rough for sure, and he's had middling different times, but highly doubt we ever see Yoshi back in Dodger Blue again, barring injury for sure. If somebody explodes.
I think he has a 30-day limit on that assignment also, so we got to be right up against that by now.
They're going to stretch it out for sure.
I mean, at this point, they can put him on the 60-day, I guess, but also, would he do that? Is he going to be cool with that? Seems like the dude wants to play some ball. I don't blame him. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird.
All right. I don't really feel like talking about the Washington series. I mean, it's happening right now. What are your predictions?
Happening. I mean, it's a 4-game series. We probably took tonight.
I guarantee we're going to win one game.
We probably won tonight. There are some really good matchups in this series in terms of individual pitchers pitching, not necessarily good pitchers pitching against each other. Like Kershaw against, what's that guy's name?
Espino or something like that. Yeah,
I don't know who that guy is. I don't know anything. And then Sunday, that is what it is. But I don't know. Yeah. I'm feeling like we take 3 out of 4 this series.
All right, there it is. You heard it here first, folks.
Or second. I don't know.
Whatever it may be. All right, let's do something fun. We're gonna make fun of other teams right now. But first, we got to go to It's Throwback Thursday. It's our favorite segment of Thursday because it's Thursday, and we do this one every week. It is Throwback Thursdays with our friends at Vintage Brand. Yes, our friends at Vintage Brand have over 10,000 unique logos of your favorite professional sports teams and colleges. There is a gift there for every sports fan. There's Dodger shirts, sweaters, drinkware, posters. We have the can insulators. There's canvases. Some really nice stuff, especially if you're an old school fan. You like celebrating probably World Series championships of the past. It's a cool spot to go. Sign up at Vintage Brand. Receive 40% off your first order. It's vintagebrand.com/site/subscribe. They're also running starting on July 3rd, 50% off. It's July 3rd through the 6th. You get 50% off for the 4th of July sale in the store, so that's pretty cool. We're going to be giving away a canvas. Tune in on our Instagram. I think we messed up on this a couple weeks ago, but we're going to nail it this time. Tune in our Instagram on Friday, July 2nd, and we're going to announce how you can win that canvas, and we will pick the winner on Monday, the 5th. Yes, we will be doing a show on Monday, July 5th. Today's topic for Throwback Thursday, it's everybody's favorite day around baseball. It is Bobby Bonilla Day. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Enlighten the kids, or you're working. I will enlighten the kids as to what Bobby Bonilla Day is. So
it's a good day. It's a real good day.
Once upon a time, there was a fella named Bobby Bonilla. He was a baseball man, and that baseball man signed a contract with the Nye Mets, which are my favorite squadron. It's like that was so for very specific people. The New York Mets signed him. I think it was like 2000. To whatever the hell the deal was, and he ended up playing like 1 year with them. But the best part of the deal was that it was deferred. It was very, very heavily deferred contract where every year, starting in 2011, he gets paid $1.19 million on July 1st by the New York Mets, and that runs from 2011 to 2035. Bobby Bonilla, man, whoever that agent was is a genius. And whoever was running the Mets at that time was a moron. I mean, we already knew that, though. So, in honor of this, I wanted to look back. In your opinion, and you guys give us an opinion, we're changing the subject in the chat. We want to know what, in your opinion, is the worst contract the Dodgers have ever handed out. And now I say that I realize what some of the answers can be.
Yep.
But it is what it is. What's the worst contract the Dodgers have ever handed out in Dodger history? LA, Brooklyn, probably not going to go Brooklyn because not all of us are that old. But, you know.
Well, some of us are. I think there's like 2 or 3 of us in the chat. Us.
Well, what do you say then, Grandpa? In your opinion, what is the worst contract in Dodger history?
Well, listen, just because I grew up around that time and started watching the Dodgers around that time.
You grew up.
Well, I mean, I guess the Darren Driver contract, that situation is pretty bad. Driver's rough because he was supposed to be good and just,
He was good. Supposed to be healthy.
Wasn't. The Jason Schmidt contract like really lives rent free in my head. Like it really freaking does. And here's why I really hate the Jason Schmidt contract. And this is something that I actually read today that I did not previously know. CC Sabathia, coming off of one of his Cy Young seasons into free agency, really wanted to be a Dodger after the 2008 season. Really wanted to be a Dodger, like was ready to take less money, was ready to take less years, ended up signing a $161 million contract with the Yankees instead and went on to win the World Series, I think, that year. Mm-hmm. CC wanted to be a Dodger, but we couldn't give him a contract because we had given a contract to Jason Schmidt the year before. He saw Ned Colletti at the GM meetings, was like, "Hey, I'd love to play for the Dodgers," and Ned was like, "Oh, I can't give you that much money. I don't know what to tell you. I only got 3-year deals."
Yeah, that was a golden time of Ned's 3-year deals.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I mean, Jason Schmidt just feels like he robbed us for so many reasons. He was also a Giant and really good for the Giants, and then he came to the Dodgers and pitched like half an inning in his entire life, and then died. That was his career.
His shoulder was apparently barely hanging on by a string, as I've heard from teammates of his at the time. So I don't know how he passed the physical. I don't know why they gave him the money, but they did, and that was, what, 3-year, $45 million or something like that?
It was a 40-plus.
Yeah, 45, 47. Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. It was really terrible.
For that time especially.
Digging into the comments for I reveal, if it is a reveal, which it isn't. We got Anthony Keene saying, "Aren't we still paying Scott Kazmir?" Yes, we are. It's the final year of him getting $8 million, I think, from the team.
Shout out to Kaz.
Nice boy. A lot of folks saying definitely Jason Schmidt was in there. Kevin Brown by Ray Bar-Simeon. Definitely a solid choice. I think a lot of folks honestly would go that way if they were old enough to really be focusing on the Dodgers at that time.
The Darryl Strawberry contract.
Darryl Strawberry.
Rough one.
Friend of the show, Fred Clare, is one of his favorite moves, which was in terms that it went really, really bad. Man, it's tough. It's hard, but I really, really feel strongly in my hate for the Andrew Jones move.
Oh.
And again, we're staying in that Frank McCourt era, but man, like he was coming off of hitting 40, 50, 30 home run seasons. He was a beast. He was one of the best defensive players in baseball for a decade.
I forgot they give Juan Pierre a 5-year contract.
I was going to say JP, but you know what?
I forgot about that.
JP came back and kind of had a kind of like Juan Uribe sort of resurgence.
Yeah. I like Juan Pierre. I like Juan Pierre. I got no ill will towards him. Juan Pierre
stole like 64 bases for the team one time and hit 290, and I think he still put under one
WAR.
Yeah, whatever. Or he was negative WAR that season, so it's pretty damn funny. Caesar says Chili Davis. That one definitely did not work. Right along with the Darryl Strawberry.
Kevin says the Manny contract ended up being a pretty bad contract, and it did.
It was rough.
Did end up being a pretty damn bad contract.
It was rough. He got suspended.
He got traded for nothing too. Like I think we just gave him away.
Mm-hmm. Brandon League from Hatfield. Ooh, that one's definitely rough.
Anybody signing Brandon League to anything is a bad deal. I don't care how much it's worth. I don't care if he's paying to play.
Definitely going to be Andrew Jones for me. A lot of people are going with players that were traded for. No, we're going contracts. So anyways, that was Throwback Thursday. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Keep an eye out on our Instagram for winning a poster thing. All right, to end the show, because this already feels like a long show, and either way, people are probably already tuned out or hate us or love us or whatever the hell it is. Eddie says, "You guys talk. It is a talk show."
Oh,
what do you want us to just sit here?
Yeah, we can listen. You want us to listen?
Yeah. First half surprises. I hope you're ready. Hope you have 3 first half surprises. Again, it's the 81st game of the year as of the time we're recording, which is a halfway mark of 162.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
So we're each going to give 3 first half of the season surprises for the 2021 season. And do you want to lead off?
No, you could lead off. You're good at leading off. You got to lead off.
Yeah, I'm a big-time lead-off guy. So this one, where did I put him? I forgot where I put him. We didn't want to reveal these to each other, because that's the only thing that makes it fun. The first one I had thought of when I started thinking of this subject was one of the biggest surprises for me. Clayton Kershaw has made every start this season so far.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah, he hasn't missed a start.
He's pitched in 17 games. He has 17 starts. He's second on the team in innings pitched at 103, behind other people's 107. Yeah, you would not have expected 33-year-old Clayton Kershaw coming off a 60-game season to pitch in every start. On Saturday, he'll be making his 18th start of the season. Hasn't missed a game. I probably ruined that, so my bad.
Does that worry you at all, that he hasn't missed a game yet?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Old backs, young backs, any kind of back. If it hurts, it hurts for life.
Mm-hmm.
That's Confucius used to say that, I think. I'm not sure.
JB says, way to jinx Kershaw. My bad.
That's
Maybe
on us.
if you acknowledge the jinx in the spot, though, it unjinxes.
Jinxes.
I should have said Tony Crenshaw.
Ari said Tony Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Way to go.
A little too late, Ari. What
Well-
can you see into the future from what you guys are seeing?
My first surprise relates to Mr. Crenshaw, as it were.
Anthony Crenshaw,
Yeah, one of my biggest surprises this season is that Will Smith has caught Clayton Kershaw this year. I did not see that happening. I didn't think it would happen once, let alone twice. It feels good. Does it feel good? Is that what we're calling it? Does it feel good? Do I like it? I like it. If Austin Mars is watching, I like you. Please don't hurt me.
He's lying, Austin.
Please,
Sorry.
we're both from Riverside.
My surprise number 2 is the strange development in the Dave Roberts and Matt Beatty relationship. Because it's just so weird. Matt Beatty can go out and hit like 4 home runs and save a dying puppy from a tree or something like that, and then Dave's going to have him on the bench the next day. And then not pinch hit him. Like, not have him come in a key situation. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Dave,
I can't wait.
What's your deal? Why do you hate Matt Beatty?
I can't wait for Matt Beatty to write a book after his career. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like there's a lot that we don't know, and I'm really excited to hear it from the bald man himself, from Mr. Clean himself.
Mr. Clean.
My number 2 surprise of the year is that Joe Kelly is once again an elite reliever. I mean, it's kind of flown under the radar, but since like
He's
May,
one of those guys we're not
he's been
supposed
like
to
a
talk about.
1.3 ERA. I think it's the mullet. I'm not 100% sure. There's no way to confirm it, but I'm pretty sure it's the mullet. He looks good. He looks real good.
He's got the stash. He's got a new fully intact shoulder.
He's got a mariachi jacket also.
He does have a mariachi
He
jacket.
traded that for his jersey. Proud of him for that. Was not expecting it. I did kind of hint at it at the beginning of the year. I was like, it's a contract year, so he'll probably just pitch ridiculous for no reason and then somehow get his option picked up for next year, which I still don't think that's happening, by the way. But makes it interesting.
We're very proud of you, bud. My final one, my number 3 surprise of the first half is Mookie's struggles. He's struggled a lot with health. He's struggled with consistent hitting. He struggled with that 0-2 pitch a whole bunch. He has a weird 2-strike approach right now, but somehow he's still done well. I mean, I think just most teams would take the numbers that he's putting up. Probably not the money he's getting made, or is getting paid. But yeah, you wouldn't have expected Mookie in his first full season with the team, with fans, and all that to kind of come out and hit under 270. Not really hitting all that many bombs. Still playing fine defense, but yeah, I struggled for the third one because I didn't really think that hard.
Mookie bad. Mookie butts, as it were.
I was not looking forward to this show.
Dookie bets.
I was at one point.
Dookie butts. Just waiting for one to land. That's all I'm waiting for. My third surprise of the year, and it's not in a good way. Luke Raley has played 27 Major League games for the Dodgers. Yay!
Your favorite boy?
Yeah. I mean, again, this is no personal slight towards Luke Raley. I'm sure he's a fine boy. I'm sure his mom really likes him. It's just what he stands for that I hate. Whenever Luke Raley is up, the Dodgers are down. And that's a shirt.
Yeah. No, that's pretty fair.
So sorry, Luke Raley.
He's a nice boy. He's a very nice boy.
He's from in the middle of the country.
Somewhere.
In there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's about it. We're alive.
I'm tired.
Thank you.
The Dodgers probably won.
Just Dookie Brook.
Oh.
Kevin got you.
Oh, yeah. Kevin hates me. I forgot.
Oh, is that the one that hates you?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what I did to him,
whatever.
but he always calls me names and says I'm a woman. So, good job, Kevin.
Winning.
Proud of you, Kevin Dodgers Guerra. His middle name's Dodgers.
Man.
He must own them.
Should do something about that problem child in your rotation. Anyways, I guess that's enough. Hopefully, there's going to be no more game tonight, so have fun with that. Find us on the internet. We're at DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to our podcast if you want. I really don't care right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That one makes more sense. YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV. Doug's on there. Doug is good. Doug is fine. Bye from me.
Doug says bye to you guys. We're not doing this. Thanks for coming. If you were a dick, then you're a dick. I don't like you. If you were supportive, we appreciate you. Anthony Keene, you're always cool. I like you, man. Thanks for being positive today and helping us out. We're Dodger Nation. Have a good day.
See you Monday.